Good morning and welcome to EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Today, the 12th day of November 2024. Today is Tuesday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us. The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have everyone at the 103.5 FM here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach everyone at the 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. Everyone at the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit Ebon at the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Omunike Boys inside the Ovin Residency Hotel Ogidi. You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Lagos sanitation calls evict 84 from market. Lagos sanitation call evict 84 from makeshift home under bridge. FCT residents decry hike in prepaid meter prices amid economic hardship. Illicit drugs, customs intercepts banned substances worth 46.4 billion naira in rivers. Tragic death sparks a Federal University of Oyo Ekiti students protest over unsafe Oye Ikole Road. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency cautions students against a drug abuse and sensitization program. 3 dead after truck loses control in Lekki Epe hits market area. Police launch investigation as armed men kill 2 in Abeokuta. Man remanded over alleged rape murder of minor in Kanu. Lagos commence e-transact for food relief initiative for 500 women. Man sentenced to 1 year community service for possessing fraudulent documents. Delta transmits 936 billion naira proposed budget for 2025 to Assembly. Driver abscond with bus vehicle in Lagos, nabbed in Niger. Produce wedding guess who abused Naira notes? EFCC tells bridegroom. KAI removes chanties, dislodges occupants in Lagos. Oyebanji swears in Ogumoye as acting chief judge. 3 dead as truck rams into Lagos market. EFCC asks court to refuse Sanwo-Olu's suit. WAEC announces change in exam center for Lagos candidates. Opeboro appoints Itua as chief press secretary. Olalade Ebong's Speed Media unveils nationwide film distribution streaming platform for Nigerian cinema. NMA, Nigerian Medical Association, tax Opeboro on improving conditions of Edo health workers. Delayed 2025-2027 MTEF threatens budget cycle. NLC threatens strike December 4th. Demands wage review over worsening hardship. 2027, Jonathan, Obi, Kwankwaso names resound as a political jostling intensifies. Stop Wike, governors from giving cars, houses to judges. Socio-economic rights and accountability project tells Tinubu. Diri promises to leave infrastructure development as a legacy. Arewa Group, Human Rights Writers Association, Sani nudge not to accept Tinubu's tax reform. Obi backs migrating nurses, optimistic about their return. Stakeholders seek better economic deal for women. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency boss rings, arrest leaders, seizes cocaine, opioids, worth billions. Stranded oil wells, oil facilities stall 2.5 million barrel per day oil production. Alake woos investors to mining sector. Olapa decries a poor commitment, disconnect between government, research industry. Olopa decries poor commitment, disconnect between government, research industry. Eco Electricity Distribution Company upgrades meter to improve customer experience. Expert urges federal government to control malaria vaccine disinformation with public education. Federal government to establish leather factories in states to reduce pomo intake. Rotary Club empowers 40 police officers' wives with 2 million naira. Mba justifies investment in nursing education as college orients 283 new students. Group urges Imo government to establish agency to curb gender-based violence. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Rivers political crisis will lead the state in new economic political direction, says Fubara. Sujimoto laws Donald Trump's perseverance, resilience, victory. Edo government criticizes Opebolo's 5 billion naira inauguration. And that's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Don't criminalize Obaseki, Benin Group. Stop attacking Tinubu over your removal. Atiku replies Tinubu says my policies won't inflict pains on Nigerians. Senator laments rising cost of food items. Lukoa, CNG demands concerted efforts. Qualitative education will lift Nigerians out of poverty, says Dogora. Senator Katong boosts ginger production in southern Kaduna with slicing machines. Customs operation Whirlwind seizes 67,000 litres of petrol worth 84.8 million naira. NAFDAC confirms safety of Nivea black and white roll-on produced in Nigeria. Senator laments rising cost of food items. Lukowa, CNG demands concerted efforts. Qualitative education will lift Nigerians out of poverty, says Dogora. Senator Katong boosts ginger production in southern Kaduna. We've taken this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Leadership newspaper this morning. Cancer treatment. Federal government partners Siemens on purchase of oncology equipment. Budget 2025. Kanu allocates Lions chair to education. Northern Democrats reject parliamentary system. Man kills family members self over Trump's victory. Late Chief of Army Staff Labaja for burial Friday. In Saudi, Tinubu calls for end to Gaza war. Court nullifies Ebonyi PDP congresses. Still on drug abuse. Can inclusive management resolve Lake Charles resource conflicts? Experts seek regional front against Lukoa. Manufacturers' unsold inventory rises by 357.6% to 1.24 trillion naira. Opeboro takes over as Edo governor today. You can redeem judiciary's image. Chief Justice of Nigeria tells judges Naira abuse. Trending video not from Goje. Daughter's wedding. EFCC. Tinubu honors Ogoni matters. Restates commitment to reconciliation. Suspected cultist kills son of Cherik Hausa in Edo. Tinubu tax Oyo APC to unite ahead of 2027 polls. Independent marketers seal fuel supply deal with Dangote refinery. Incessant power line vandalization threat to economy, infrastructure goals, APCG3. NMPC to boost CNG adoption, plans 12 additional stations. You are a national asset. Ex-President Buhari hails Pastor Bakare at 70. You are a national asset. Ex-President Buhari hails Pastor Bakare at 70. Premier League ref David Cote suspended indefinitely over anti-club outburst. Truck suffers brake failure, kills students, tricyclists in Lagos. Biden, Harris make first public outing together after US poll at Veterans Day. Biden, we've taken this. No church holds night vigil every day. Cleric replies P2B. Anti-graft war. Senate moves a budget increase for EFCC. Joao Pereira to replace Amorim as sporting coach. Group raises alarm over plot to criminalize Obaseki. Vow to resist anti-Bini cabal. US man kills family, commits suicide over Trump's victory. In Saudi Arabia, Tinubu seeks end to Gaza aggression, wants two-state solution. Tragedy as a four drown in Ekiti community. NAFDAC seizes 41.2 million naira fake wines in Nasarawa raids. Governorship poll. Sensitive election materials arrive amid tight security in Ondo. Patients, families protest power outage at UCH. UK varsity honors MPC boss Dangudi with doctorate degree. NDIC begins sale of Heritage Bank's laden properties. Stammer Macron to discuss help for Ukraine after Trump's election victory. Late Chief of Army Staff Labaja for burial Friday in Abuja. Nimet forecast 3-day rain, dust haze across Nigeria. Trump appoints Homan Border Caesar. Trump appoints Homan Border Scar Stefanik as United Nations ambassador. Julius Berger appoints Idimi as non-executive director. Customs denies journalists allegation of aiding rice smuggling. Police arrest man over alleged murder of housewife. And still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Northeastern Varsity matriculates 450 students. Yobe Monarch calls for peaceful coexistence among farmers' headers. Bauchi Rep supports students with 26 million naira. Zulum approves general hospital rehabilitation, 8 schools, township roads. Opebero makes first appointment, names Itua as CPS. Ondo governorship poll, APC will win all 18 local government areas. Ajulo, Southeast spokesperson of POCA, COV. Police appoint lecturer as Southeast spokesperson of POCA, COV. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Youth group hails Tinubu for appointing Yewada, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. Vandals destroy Lokoja FCT transmission line, disrupt bulk power supply. Shekarau's group rejects parliamentary system for Nigeria. And that's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. From the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. EFCC summons a foreigner guest over Naira spraying at Kanu wedding. Value of unsold goods rises 357.6% to 1.24 trillion naira. Manufacturing Association of Nigeria. Tinubu's policies approach to governance killing Nigerians, Atiku insists. Tinubu's policies approach to governance killing Nigerians, Atiku insists. US adds a Nigerian man to 15 most wanted list for child murder, offers $25,000 reward. Bayelsa to establish marine safety task force, fish cities. Customs intercepts 67,000 liters of PMS worth 84 million naira. Exchange rate to hit 1.993 naira per dollar by 2028. Fish. Exchange rate to hit 1,993 naira per dollar by 2028. UK varsities face a funding crunch as foreign students go elsewhere. PDP stakeholders unite for Ajayi's victory. Transition report committee seeks approve into 410 billion naira Edo debts. 10 countries that have no army, navy, or air force. Court nullifies Ebonyi PDP congresses. End bad governance, persecuting protesters against 1999 constitution. Falana. Labaja to be buried in Abuja on Friday. Family confirms. Top 10 countries with the cheapest land in the world. MC Oluomo assumes office as National Union of Road Transport Workers National President. Naira appreciates to 1,730 naira per dollar in parallel market. Hashtag end bad governance. Protest. We arrested criminal elements, not minors. Inspector General of Police. Truck crushes 2 students, a tricycle rider in Lagos. 2 dead, 10 injured in Abia road crash. Man against Trump's election kills wife, 2 kids before taking own life. There should be a refund policy. Nigerians react as lady denied US visa. For more on that story, please get yourself a copy of Vanguard newspaper. Cultists kill 30 in 3 months, vow to unleash mayhem on Rivers communities. Cultists kill 30 in 3 months, vow to unleash mayhem on Rivers communities. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, UK universities faces funding crush as our foreign students go elsewhere. Exchange rate to hit 1,993 naira per dollar by 2028. LCCI pushes for new business partnerships to enhance Nigeria, other African relations. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Obasanjo, Remi Tinubu, Fayemi, others for Oshun Tokun's book launch. Court fixes November 20th for 5.3 billion naira Bakian FBN shares case. Stakeholders carpet Fintry for abandoning Nyakos electricity project. Edo NLC removes Obaseki ally as chairman. 2 months after Bronu jailbreak, 278 convicts still missing. EFCC clears Goje's daughter of Naira abuse allegation. Zulum seeks World Bank support on rehabilitation. Federal government spends 19 billion naira on presidential planes in 15 months. Report. JOHESU 6. Federal government intervention as patients, families protest UCH blackout. Tinubu remembers Ogoni. Matters, pledges reconciliation. Tinubu remembers Ogoni. Matters, pledges reconciliation. NJC refutes appeal court judge's death rumor. Officers protecting foreign hackers on illegal duty, says Inspector General. Tinubu aware times are hard, says SGF Akume. Federal government moves stricter penalties to combat building collapse. Ember Moons. LASMA sensitizes motorists to road safety. Kanu budgets Kanu budgets 151 billion naira for minimum wage payment. Petrol pump price may drop as Dangote marketers sign deal. Civil servants without residency registration won't get November salary. Para. Subsidy. Federal government palliative spending falls by 37 billion naira. Yobe supports NGF position on VAT reforms bill. Yobe supports NGF position on VAT reform bill. Ondo governorship poll. Parties perfect vote buying plans. Candidates may step down. Foundation offers scholarship to 100 students. Makinde urges youth to champion ethical leadership. Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, ex-governor, Lord Bakare at 70. NDIC urges financial literacy in high schools. Obaseki hands over to Opeboro today, pardons 10 inmates. Bauchi pledges to prepare gymnast, win next championship. Niger Delta Group seeks federal government intervention in rivers crisis. Rape cases rampant among rural women. Lagos State University study. Rising vandalism causes electricity blackout. YEDC MD. Police arraign 5 persons for defiling minors in Adamawa. Jigawa targets 1,230 hernia patients for free surgery. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Benue, Governor Alia reinstates suspended Attorney General. Lukawa, terror group, came from Niger to Nigeria 6 years ago. Security experts. Budget proposal. Delta approves 936 billion naira for 2025. EFCC invites Nigerian groom family members who spray naira at Kanu wedding. Senate mulling amendment of EFCC Act to investigate persecute corrupt military officers. Nnamdi Kanu finally meets legal team as DSS DG lifts restriction. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps uncovers suspected illegal petroleum refinery in Ebonyi. Impeaching president in Nigeria impossible. Former Speaker Yakubu Dogora. Ogun government warns against PMS pump price manipulation. Rehabilitate Muye Gulu Road. Reduce our suffering as our community begs Governor Bago. Police order investigation as officers allegedly extort 2.3 million naira from residents. No law prohibits a trial of minors for criminal offenses. AGF Fagbemi insists. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 From the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Council seeks governors nod on pension. Nigerians in diaspora seek proof of Calabar road diversion. Lagos showcases success to international community. Ex-Vice Chancellor launches autobiography foundation. Airtel features Ujude Oba star Oraba in new promo. Or Al Muminat sensitizes women on entrepreneurship. Court of Appeal consolidates cases on Rivers crisis. ICPC share why access recovery is important for Africa. Troops intensify onslaught against terror group Lukawas. Troops intensify onslaught against terror group Lukawas. Foreign reserves $40.8 billion highest in 3 years. Dangote refinery, Ipman strike deal on petrol lifting. Our son did not enjoy life outside the military, says Labaja family. Federal government Ogun lifts 100 rice farmers with input for dry season farming. DSS brokers truce in Ikeja electricity. NLC face off. Oyebanji swears in Ogumoye as acting CJ. Para government no pay for workers without residence registration numbers. Sanwo-Olu facilitates Obasa at 52. That's the much we can take. From the Nation newspaper this morning, you're listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We'll now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. Please stay with us.
Women will tell you AJ radio drama. Enrico. Akụkọ ihe mere n'iwe ogbe. Ejije radio drama Enrico every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. Repeat broadcast on Saturday, 3 o'clock p.m. Now, EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Yeah, well, then, there also, if you move by finish of the yeah.
Amara ni le ngadi la amu. Ko na ka do na ra ko na ni ko na ye. Nke ka ku ke na na ma ku na ya ma le.
Ekokwana ka call dinga call. Is happening again. The Holy Ghost Fire Prayer Network presents Betting 2024. Think the act bearer. You need to come around and have a time with the Spirit of God. It is going to be great. It's going to be a moment with the power of God. It's going to be a time of refreshing. Ministry, Reverend Victor Anele, Minister Mrs. Anene, Apostle Tony Ritchie, and Pastor Chukwemeka Obianyo host. This power-packed event is happening on Friday, 6th December 2024 by 6 p.m. till dawn at Nkwedo Gidi Town Hall, in Gemilin of Local Government of Anambra State, Nigeria. For inquiries, call 0813 564-7710 or 0814-572-8267. God bless you as you come. Jesus is Lord.
Diocese on the Niger, Anglican Communion, St. Michael and All Angels Anglican Church, Okidi, cordially invites you to her parish inauguration and induction of pioneer parish priest, Reverend Chukwemeka Olise. Date, Sunday, 17th November 2024, time, 9 a.m. By His Lordship, the Right Reverend Dr. Owen Chepezemokulu, JP, Bishop on the Niger. Highlights, fundraising and cutting of inauguration cake. Signed, Okechukwu Abog, Secretary, Planning Committee, Chukwuka Okafo, Chairman, Planning Committee, Reverend Chukwemeka Olise, Priest, Venerable Sunday Okafo, Parish Priest, Venerable Frank Obi, Archdeacon, Okiti Archdeacon. Glory be to God.
Ndogidi Kwenu, Adogidi Beauty Show is here again. Adogidi 2024. Now, are you up to 18 and above? Register now and win up to 1 million naira. Ebonwa Muluno Gidi Land or Wadiana. Come and represent your heritage where beauty, brain, and culture blends, empowering the women, enhancing excellence, beauty with a purpose, supporting education, and securing a future. For forms and inquiries, please call or WhatsApp 080-6329-0766 or 090-13566-263. Social media platforms at Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at Adogidi Beauty Pageants. Forms are available at all residency hotels nationwide. And the deadline for the registration is on the 10th of December 2024. Adogidi Beauty Pageant Show. Don't miss out. Arise. Kunye. Vacancy, vacancy, vacancy. Are you a DJ? Do you speak English and Igbo language fluently? Submit your CV and the letter of application at EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Ogunike Boys, inside Residency Hotel Wilfield Ogidi, on or before Friday, 15th of November 2024. Residency Hotels Leofin Ogidi. Ogidi's #1 place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate,
to social gatherings or any type of parties, even end of year parties on the club. We have air conditioned hall and outdoor space of a very good capacity. When Nediano come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel, Leofino Gidi. If you are somebody with a taste, when Emmanuel back in the I want delicious meals, drinks, and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081 8901. One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan. Residency Hotels Leofino, Gidi's best place for premium events. Ask for an amagoroge, Wakozian.
The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have Ebona, the 103.5 FM here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. Ebona, the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit Ebona the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside Leovin Residency Hotel Ogidi. You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Airborne and the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. We are on to this day newspaper. NMPC ends a petroleum products import, ramps up patronage of Dangote refinery. 29 years after Tinubu to honor Sarawiwa, Tinubu, Israel must end Gaza aggression, seeks two-state solution at Riyadh Summit. Riyadh Summit. Still on the stories making the headlines on this day newspaper this morning. Banana Island, Sanwo-Olu inaugurates projects, pledges more infrastructure development. Alake woos South African mining investors. Nasarawa Plateau governors applaud as a new pay TV service debuts. Nigeria NSITF disburses 6.6 billion naira compensation to employees, seek collaboration to enhance workers' welfare. Presidency, Atiku is undermining Tinubu's government out of envy. IG forbids quasi security outfits during Ondo Kuba election, pledges peaceful poll. 4 million barrel per day target. KPMG reviews the federal government's incentives. Thumbs up moves to cut a production costs. Chief Justice Kekere Ikun. Few judges are tarnishing the image of judiciary. Nasima laws the federal government for setting up audit panel to review gas deals. Appeal Court special panel on Rivers commences sitting Thursday. NERC tax operators on compliance with its regulations. Still on the stories making the headlines on this day newspaper this morning. Angola plans more multiple year oil gas license rounds. GSD 2024 APM terminals. Apapa prioritize safety through experience-driven learning. Inflation, FX scarcity weighed down Nigeria's ranking in Africa's Financial Markets Index 2024. FCMB offers 30 million naira clean energy loans for homes and SMEs. NMPC partners boost cancer fight with mammography center. NMPC partners boost cancer fight with mammography center. Origin Tech Group collaborates with federal government on agricultural mechanization policy. That's the much we can take from this day newspaper this morning. From this day newspaper, we flip over to Nigerian Tribune. NMPCL to deliver 12 CNG mother stations, LNG mini plants, Kiari. Tax reform bills divide northern lawmakers. Ipman, Dangote agree on direct petrol supply. Negative public perception of Nigeria's judiciary worries body of benchers. Niger inaugurates committee for Alawa. Game reserve transition to national park. You are a true man of God. Tinubu hails Bakare at 70. Wait for court ruling on Asaoni stool. Oshun PDP members tell Adeleke. Speaker Abbas kicks against calls for part-time legislators. Why Tinubu sacked me as minister? Wazo, don't disrupt 2025 Hajj preparations. Civil society organizations urges reps committee. Tax reform bills. Ex-reps leader carpets northern governors, ACF. Civil service reforms aimed to meet Nigeria's expectations whilst in jack. Federal government guarantees seamless landscape for diaspora investments. Akwa Ibom workers to get extra 1 month salary in December. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of newspaper headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. We'll now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Agonabo. He's joining us from Ofar Gluzibo, and he says articles constructive criticisms and instructions are very excited and interesting. And he says a listening government have to a listening the government that listens have to work on it for a good result instead of listen to the sycophants melody, and the incessant killings is a threat to life of masses. We are watching as things unfold. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Maloto Patrick from Monteja. And it says, I think P2B is quite correct for backing migrating nurses. Being optimistic about their return is because he has the interests of this country at heart. For me, whether they return or not is not my business. After all, I don't see anything good, okay, that will make somebody to leave a country where basic life necessities are available and come back to a country where life is like hell. If federal government doesn't want her citizens to migrate to other countries, she should, as a matter of fact, try to make life more meaningful for the citizens. Otherwise, what we are seeing now is just beginning. Thanks. Okay, this is coming from Waloto Patrick from Monteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Chinedu Oneka, pastor, and he says that US man that killed his wife, 2 kids, and then committed suicide. That man must be a drug taker. And he says, what kind of hatred is that? He should have taken only his own life and leave his innocent family alone. Who will curse whom God has blessed? Okay. And he says, God already has chosen Trump to be the 47th president of America. that man should have accepted God's decision. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from I think it says this one is coming from Salome Egede from Mpo, Tazan. Okay, thank you so much. I says keep up the good work. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother, and thank you for your kind words. Now we'll flip over to our SMS portal. We have this message coming from Ayamelum from Umumbo, Godwin from Umumbo, Ayamelum local government area of Anambra State. And he says, man, killing family and committing suicide over Trump's victory is tragic. Who knows why? The best for the man was to either accept or reject Trump's victory instead of taking lives that he cannot replace. God will judge him. Godwin from Umumbo, I am a local government area of Anambra State. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our SMS portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Ogochukwu Ifechukwu from Ogidi, and she says, EFCC should go and arrest those governors that is stealing our money and leave married couples alone. Happy birthday to Tunde Bakari. May God add more years to him in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Ogochukwu Ifechukwu. Now we have this message. It's coming from Onyekachi from Iyowa, and he says, the man that killed himself and family must be an agent of mafians, and that are willing their claimed kingdom. Truth must be told for good. Okay, Onyekachi from Iyowa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message, and it is coming from Valentine Edene from Mumpo, and he says, most of Nigerians are advanced enough. Why our so-called leaders often using qualitative education, electricity, and road network to deceive us. I called it deceive because they never pause to implement any, but it remains in theory without being done. This morning, I heard that qualitative education will get Nigerians out of poverty. I'm asking subsidized for health food, and our health care providers won't get Nigerians out of poverty. The problem of Nigeria at this point is economy. It is in shambles. Valentine Edene, okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. But the next message you sent, it looks identical. Let's see if you have another thing. You have to another thing to say in this one. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Valentine Edene from Mumbo. And with that message from Valentine Edene this morning, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning once it's 7 o'clock. So keep a date. And don't touch the dial of EBEONADI 103.5 FM once it's 8:20. This morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
Oge ndị ime ahịa bụ nnekwu ohere ewepụtara maka ịkwalite ebe ite mmetụ aka gị ma ụlọ azụmahịa gị. Mara na ihe dị mma n'anya bụ nwanne. Kedu uru oge ndị ime ahịa ga-abara gị?
Uru oge ndị ime ahịa ga-abara gị bụ site n'oge ndị ime ahịa, ị ga-enweta nnukwu ohere akpọrọ diskaụnt n'ọnụ bekee maka ịkwalite ebe azụmahịa gị. mara na ya bụ ohere ga-amalite mgbe ọbụla ebe ọ na-adị wuchiri kpọmkwem n'ime ahịa.
Kedụzi ihe ị na-eche? Gbapụ ya ọsọ kpọtụrụ ndị 103.5 FM n'akara ekwentị ndị a na 080-657-96599 ọzọkwa na 080-657-96599. Oge ndị ime ahịa, oge nnukwu ohere.
The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have everyone at the 103.5 FM here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, ofala, etc. Approach everyone at the 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. Everyone at the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages, feature on magazines, photo books and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080-6579-6599 or you visit Ebon at the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside the Ovin Residency Hotel Ogidi. Vacancy. Are you a DJ? Do you speak English and Igbo language fluently? Submit your CV and the letter of application at Ebonade 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Ogunike Boys, inside Residency Hotel Leofin Ogidi, on or before Friday, 15th of November 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride.
Let's go!
It's the morning drive on one.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right? You rock. Thank you so much.